wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty IBs, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the mountain man. He wanders through the Lake District, bagging Wainwrights and outlying fells. With his trusty IBs, a cap, and rugged good looks, his name is Dave Ostor, the mountain man.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we are just parked up outside Grasmere in the free lay-by, just past the Swan Inn hotel. Probably one of the most popular lay-bys in the Lake District, but as it's a Monday morning, I'm the first one there. So anyway, where are we going? We're just heading up Stone Arthur, just picking up a few set of fells for round 2 of my Wainwrights. And we're going to make it into a bit of a loop, coming down a way I've never came before. So Stone Arthur's just up here, before we head up to Great Rigg, and ultimately Fairfield for the highest point of the day, before coming back down the other half of the Fairfield horseshoe that we missed on our Scandale loop, including Heron Pike and Nab Scar. We'll descend by this call here, down to Alcock town, which is a new tarn I've never been to, and yeah, it's only about 6 to 7 miles round this great pitch path up here. It's all well signposted, the Stone Arthur, or indeed Alcock tarn if you didn't want the extra ascent. But last time I was here 2 years ago, I was watching them build this path as I came up here, so they've done a great job of it. It's absolutely perfect. See far? That's looking over the village of Grasmere just there. Now, the other exciting bit of news is I've drove down from the north there, and Skidder, Helvellyn, they all had a bit of an inversion, especially if it fells round Bassenthwaite. It's a bit claggy up here. I think there's Stone Arthur. So I think if we get a bit higher, we should, in theory, be looking down on this cloud, and therefore my first inversion. There's a 94.5% chance I'll see an inversion today. Let's find out. So this is 3 days after the last video on Coniston. Sorry I couldn't make a very long video on that. The weather was against us early on, but we just had some great banter with Mr. Metalman, so I appreciate him taking his time to enjoy joining us on that. No Burketts or Singes on that route either, and I've decided to put them a bit on pause at the moment. I think I've got 150 left in total of the Singe fells, so I'm rushing through them, so I thought I'd take a bit of time and just let's enjoy some classic routes. This one in particular I've not done before, and it's quite a nice one. Hello old pal. Me and this tree made good friends the last time I came up here, because it was quite torrential, and I sat under here for about 15 minutes waiting for it to die down. I said I'd be back to visit you, but who knew it would be 2 years. Time absolutely flies, doesn't it? Yeah. You tell people you're going to be back, and before you know it, 4 years have passed. A bit like friendships, isn't it? My generation's just after Facebook and social media started, so didn't really keep in contact with many friends from school. Would have liked to, but it's much easier now. Now I'm going to be gutted if this isn't an inversion, because this is starting to look an awful lot like clag to me. I know what clag looks like, believe me, because I've just drove past all the northern fells, like I say, and northeastern fells, and they were all beautiful blue skies and clear. So I'm going to be very unfortunate if I've came all the way down here and I'm going to get knee views. Could have just stayed up there, eh? Positive thoughts though. This is what it's like when you go into an inversion. I believe I've seen it on other people's videos. You walk through a clag line because you need to get yourself out the top of it. Then you get that wonderful vista of blanket white clouds with just the mountain tops poking out like sharks. Oh, it's a dream of mine. I hope it happens soon. So we've just left the nice stone pit path, and it does convert into just a muddy grassy bank, which is comfortable for walking on. It's pretty much like this all the way to Fairfield now. Yeah, great path that. So anyway, we are getting fleeting views up this particular valley here, which we're going to be circumnavigating. I think I've said before, I'm the sort of person, before I go out, I like to check the webcams. You know, lakeswebcams.com's a great resource, along with checking weather forecasts obviously as well. But yeah, that's the problem with Grasmere in this area, even Helvellyn. There are no webcams pointing about, so you can't find out what this area is like before you set off. Now I checked them this morning, and like I say, Skidder clear, Honister Pass clear, even Wasdale's pretty much clear, so I thought, oh, well, Grasmere should be fine. Clearly not, so just hope I get something today to make it worthwhile. Here it is, not too far away. It does look like we're going to get some views. Not the perfect inversion, but a bit of one. We're just at the base of Stone Arthur now. There is a bypass path if you wanted to skip it out for whatever reason. Maybe you've done it several times, but yeah, just directly up here. I'll bring us out onto the first Wainwright of the day. This is teasing me, look at it. Bit of a dodgy little path up this, it's a bit scaly. You can use the bypass path and approach it from behind there, just a bit more gradual, a little bit longer, but anyway, yeah, if you look here, there's a bit of weird body angles to adopt to get up, but nothing too technical. Now then, look at that. We do, not an inversion, but at least it's cleared. There's some nice atmospherics there. I've never been sure which is the summit of Stone Arthur. A couple of times I've done it. There's a cairn here. This probably gives you the best view of Grasmere. So I thought I'd try and clear up which is the summit of Stone Arthur, because I've just had a browse on the West Maps. I didn't have time last night because I didn't know I was coming here, to be honest with you. But I think this is actually the summit, or the Wainwright summit of Stone Arthur. Now this is just slightly below 503 metres, and 503 metres I think will be at the top of that point up there. So I'm still unsure. If you know, let me know in the comments. So I've had a look at a few pictures on Google Images, and a lot of the pictures are on this point here, and there is a cairn, so I don't know, I can't quite clear it up for you, so I'm sorry, but we've got some spectacular views. Look at Helm Crag over there. But anyway, the good news is the ridge is clearing. We're heading up here towards Great Rigg now, and eventually Fairfield at 800 odd metres, and we'll come back down this ridge here over Heron Pike and Nab Scar. So yeah, it's a bit of a different day. I've not had weather like this, especially with absolute zero wind. There are thunderstorms forecast for today. Thought I might be able to see a few lightning strikes, but that Easdale Tarn. What are we doing here? Hey, wow, it's hard to identify things when it's all patchy like this, but it's wonderful. It's better than I thought it was going to be fair. No inversion, but I'll take this certainly. I think this might be the listed summit here, you know. My watch now is at 502 metres, which is the given summit height for Stone Arthur. There's no cairn or feature here, and it's a bit undulating. So yeah, maybe this is the high point of the hill itself. Perhaps that is the Wainwright down there where the cairn is. But who knows, we're here anyway. Oh yeah, I can now see Alcock tarn. One of the few tarns in the lakes I've not visited before, so I'm excited to get over there and see that. But yeah, this is wonderful. Not a breath of wind, just keeping these clouds in place and just creating some absolutely fantastic atmospherics. In fact, that reminds me, a lot of people do choose to add on Stone Arthur as part of the Fairfield horseshoe, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous thing to do. You would drop over from, you would do Heron Pike just over here, and you'd drop down and all the way back up here, or come right round just to come all the way back down here, just to come back up again. To me, that is just not fun at all. I guess if you're just rush bagging the Wainwright, it's a feasible route because it's a bit of an outlier, Stone Arthur, but now this is a much better loop to pick it up on. But I would do this route for Stone Arthur. Personally, I did it as just a single out and back, but this one just up to Great Rigg. I'm going to add Fairfield on just for the hell of it because I fancy it, and just loop back down by Alcock tarn. Like I say, 6 to 7 miles, absolutely nothing really. Okay, so we're just at the far top now of Stone Arthur, all the way down there. Quite a long fell, but I reckon this could also be plausibly be the summit, because this point here is the first time I've had to head down again. So I guess the prominence for Stone Arthur starts there really, from Great Rigg. So here we are looking over to Seat Sandal, who's a favourite of mine. Lovely fell, but sadly Great Rigg's just in the clag, but it seems to be burning as I get there, so maybe my body heat is melting the clouds. That's a bit of a pull up there, but we now have joined the path of the main Fairfield horseshoe loop. If it's clagged in and you're lost, just look for this sheep sitting here and it's marking the way. But anyway, just a short little pull up here to the summit of Great Rigg. Nice comfortable rocky path. So we will be coming back down on this path once we've summited Fairfield. There's no views to speak of in the south. The west, we're clinging onto them a bit, but it's better than out. So we are on the second Wainwright of the day of Great Rigg, and it's an absolute wonderful summit, this one, but I'm not too disappointed. The views are fleeting still in the west, but we've got a second bite at the cherry at this one, because we're going to go up to Fairfield and come back over this one again. So hopefully by the time I come back we might get a decent shot down to Windermere, which you would see just down here. But anyway, listen to that. Absolutely not a breath of wind. It's less than 5 miles an hour. That's the first time this whole year of 2025 I have not felt wind on a walk. Incredible. Right, I've just realised if you turn back from Great Rigg there and start heading towards Heron Pike, Nab Scar and down via Alcock tarn, that is the route that's 6 to 7 miles. I realised I just haven't plotted to Fairfield on here, so this might add an extra mile or two onto the walk, but still less than 9 miles, and you can get 4 quite hefty Wainwrights, especially Fairfield's one of the finest, you know, on a good day. But I'll just nip up here and bag it for round 3. I have decided to continue up to Fairfield on this occasion because I am desperately trying to see an inversion, and I think our best chance is at the top of Fairfield. It might just be poke. I don't think this cloud's too high above us at the moment, you know, and it is just fleeting away It's quite a gradual, comfortable path up here to Fairfield, so it's not too much effort to nip up for it, you know. It's quite comfortable. Beginning to pop out of the clag a little bit. It's just sadly to the east and south. It's not improving whatsoever. I don't know which is the summit cairn up here. There's that many. But wow, we'll use this big one here. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Fairfield. Oh shit. Oh. Here we are on the summit of Fairfield. Never lets me down, this fell. Not perfect, but at least I can see something. Got the Helvellyn Range just behind us here, opening up. And yeah, still very little wind. So I'm going to spend a good half hour up here. It's only taken me 2 hours 40 minutes. That's definitely the quickest I've ever got up this fell. That must be the most direct, quickest possible route really from just outside Grasmere there. Previous times I've done it, I've came up from Rydal and Passadale, both of which take, I mean the Rydal one's not bad, but the Passadale one takes quite a long time, especially if you include St Sunday Crag with it as well. It's quite a lot of ascent, but no, I'm pleased with that. I'm either getting fitter or yeah, that's just the most direct route. But anyway, cheers to Fairfield. Yeah, just off the end here is one of my favourite ever summits actually. Heron Pike, the little burkett down there. Now I did that about 4 years ago. I think it was only the second video on my channel. I didn't know it was a summit or a burkett at the time, and I've yet to go back to it since, but I'm not going to do it today because I can't be bothered. But yeah, it's one of the best views, that all the way down, is it Deepdale, I believe. Yeah, just on the way back to the summit there, I've just came across this. Is that a viable way up? That looks more direct and fun, doesn't it? I'll have to research that. So we're just leaving, dragging ourselves away from the summit of Fairfield. Spent the best part of an hour up there just enjoying the clouds floating by, but it is opening up south now. We can now see a stretch of Windermere just here, so we're just going to be heading back over Great Rigg. Might get some views on it now, and down towards Heron Pike and Nab Scar. To have a wander over to the edge here to have a full look at this valley nobody seems to know the name of. I can't even find the name of it. It's the one that you do the loop of the Fairfield horseshoe. Now Scandale is on the other side, but I can't find the name for this one. But anyway, looking over to Hart Crag and Dove Crag. Distance there. Wonderful. That's what we did a month or two back now. Yeah, we can now have a good shot of Great Rigg just here. And there is two summits on Heron Pike there. There's the Burkett summit, and the one at the far back there, the lower one I believe, is the Wainwright summit. So yeah, go over both of them anyway. You do whichever way you do the Fairfield horseshoe, I suppose. It's turned out pretty nice now. It's clear and pretty much all around. What I find amusing, standing here looking at Helm Crag just here, the howitzer is a huge rock. You see it so distinctively as you drive down the 591. I can barely make it out here. I think we're about 700 meters at this point, and so that's just 300 meters lower than us, and you can barely notice it. Here we go. Got a proper look on top of Great Rigg now. It's clagged in over Windermere. That's the best view when it's clear, but yeah, it's clagged in behind us now. maybe we won't get a view on here today. Let's continue. I must say this has been a really pleasant ascent really up to Heron Pike here. It's quite long but very gradual. I'm beginning to think more and more that the best way to do the Fairfield horseshoe is anti-clockwise. Get the hard work of low pike and high pike done early, and then you'll have a pleasant descent on this side right back down. So yeah, it's a little tricky coming off low pike when you're fatigued at the end of a walk. So yeah, I think I would advise doing it anti-clockwise. Okay, don't forget to branch off the path left here if you are wanting to pick up the Burkett summit. If you just want the Wainwright, just continue this path. We'll bypass this first top here. That's it, just down from the Burkett summit. And we're heading to the Wainwright summit. I believe the Burkett summit is also known as Rydal Fell, potentially. But anyway, they are two separate tops. Here we are on our third Wainwright top of the day, Heron Pike. Wonderful, and we've got views. Great stuff. That's looking back at the other top over there, and we have a decent shot of Stone Arthur where we went up this morning. Still looks like it's in clag, so I hope that's not putting anybody off because you will get views when you get up there. Tell you what, there's some cracking views here on Heron Pike. When you do it as part of the Fairfield horseshoe, it's just a fell that you cross over really, you're not that interested in it. This is as good a shot as you'll get of Windermere, Esthwaite Water and Coniston all in a line there. Not sure there's any other fell you'd be able to see all them on with so much depth to it. A few low fells down there, but I think yeah, they'll be obscured a little. But anyway, I'm just going to head down here to the final fell of the day, Nab Scar, before cutting off down to Alcock tarn. Here's the cairns marking our path back to Alcock tarn, but just up here is Nab Scar. Right, so apparently up this obnoxious little bank here is Nab Scar. Not cairn or anything, but it does appear to be a summit of descriptions. I don't remember too much about this fell, in all honesty. There is a cairn back there. I think I used that as the Wainwright last time. It does look more significant, but Wainwright does like his end points, and looking down onto Rydal Water and Grasmere, cracking views. But yeah, nice little fell, nice little viewpoint. So yeah, it's a lovely little path this. It's a new one for me, this one down to Alcock tarn. Kind of surprised I can't see it yet, but it looks very close to Nab Scar on the map. But here it is, just right out of the blue like that, Alcock tarn. Now I will say about this route, it's a very dry one. In fact, this is the first water I've came across on this entire loop, so make sure you bring plenty of water. I finished mine all back up on Heron Pike there, so there's a 47% chance here that I don't make it back to the car. Wow, that is lovely. Absolutely teeming with fish. Tons of them. Right, that's just more or less back down onto the comfortable path that'll take us back into Grasmere, and I thought I'd better sign off the adventure from here. This has been one of the most pleasant little walks I've done. You can shorten it or lengthen it however you like, but if you come into Grasmere, you've got to do a version of this route. I think it's essential. It's a lovely place to end, just by the tarn here. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you back out on the fells very, very soon. Peace. I've got an out for you. I didn't even bring any food, and I'm out of water, so you can probably help me out. Go away.